Uh, wow. I'm sorry. I just got hit with a bit of emotion here. 5 years. I mentioned it briefly at the end of the show before the cash in. 5 years of my life I've spent not only streaming, but I spent working hard to to become to make something out of nothing. To make something out of nothing. Stand and Deliver was LAW, Los Angeles Wrestling as a whole was something out of nothing. I had a fresh, clean slate, as everyone does when they start a YouTube channel. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. I had ideas. My main thing for my channel was most likely going to be Minecraft, if it wasn't wrestling. Which I know sounds unbelievable considering the first post stream video out of anything I've ever done on my channel was a wrestling video. But 5 years of my life, I was 14, 14 when I started LAW, 14 years old, and I'm currently now an adult, not a teenager, not a child anymore, not a kid. Oh, like I've been through so much since LAW started. My channel has been through so much. When I started, I don't believe I was even at 30 subscribers yet. I believe when I started LAW, I was under that. And very quickly, Los Angeles Wrestling became the biggest part of my channel. You talk about my channel, you ask me about my channel, and the first thing I mention, of course, is what I do on my channel, which what I do on my channel is this. For the last 5 years on my YouTube channel, I have poured my sweat, tears. I have poured dedication, passion, determination, every word you can think of, perseverance. I persevered through a shit ton. So much happened. For the last 5 years, I practically killed myself to book a show for you guys. To book, to keep you guys entertained, to keep you guys watching my YouTube channel, to keep you guys here. And I feel like I did a really good job. I don't want to sound like a big head, egotistical piece of shit, but all the time, the entire time that I was doing LAW, I tried my best to keep a level head about it. I knew what I was doing was good. I knew it. I mean, I'm entertaining myself watching the shows. I go back and I watch old shows right now and I get entertained watching it. I know what I did was good. All the time. Every episode. No matter how slow it started, no matter how slow it ended. At some point, it was great. But going back to 5 years, starting as a 14-year-old, ending as an adult. If you do the math, I'm not going to say the age, but if you do the math, you know it. I spent all of high school, I believe pretty much most of middle school, worrying and focusing solely on Los Angeles wrestling. Not that I'm upset about it. I love it. I'm be honest, I'm gonna just say it right now. I don't mean to sound upset. If I sound upset, I'm not. I'm actually happy and completely thrilled that I actually managed to find a story or a series that stuck around long enough on my channel, was popular enough. The fact that Los Angeles wrestling currently is it's one of the most viewed, LAW Judgment Day from 2022 with you, Liam, on the thumbnail. It's the most viewed LAW stream in my channel's history, and it has been since it was streamed all the way back. I believe it was August or September of 2022. I want to take this time right now to thank everyone. And I mean everyone. The names I'm probably about to mention may shock a few people, considering they know where I stand against, towards them. They know my thoughts. They know my feelings about certain people. But I'm going to take this time to thank every one person who has ever stepped foot, their character has ever stepped foot onto my channel, their inspiration has ever been seen on my channel in Los Angeles wrestling specifically. First, the very obvious one. Without watching anything WWE related, without ever getting into WWE, this would not be possible. So I'm going to take right now to thank WWE. Without you, I would not have grown so passionate enough to want to be a wrestler. First of all, the creation of Aaron Blade, Anthony Andrews even, but just, I guess, wanting to book my own show as well. Stand and Deliver at LAW, I guess. Brainchild. All those storylines in there, I've been coming up with for years. As simple as some of them may have been, they've been in my head for years. The next name I'd like to thank, briefly going to mention this name because of the controversy surrounding him still to this day. The situation that I know happened was present for, but of course, without DB marking out, LAW would not have been a thing. Without the idea of a CAW company, Create a Wrestler company, without him coming across and messaging me about possibly joining, LAW would have never existed. I would definitely be doing Universe Mode, which I will get into that in a second. I would have definitely been doing Universe Mode, but not this specifically. Another name that I'd like to thank And this is a name, a big inspiration. The biggest inspiration for anything LAW related. This channel, this guy, Murphs YT13. If you haven't checked him out yet, I'm going to link his channel in the comments. If you have never seen him, I recommend it. His universe mode specifically, he doesn't do universe mode anymore. But Murphs YT13, the biggest inspiration for my YouTube channel, for what I do, for all of these storylines that I do. The idea of highlight reel being used. Murphs YT13, which, by the way, another thing, I guess he put the idea back into my head of CAW, but if you want to go all the way back, again, this one may be a very, very deep cut here, but Forever Movement, FAM, the CAW company from over 10 years ago now, they cut the spark of, well, they lit the spark, I guess, for creating myself in a game and wanting to do a whole universe mode of created wrestlers. But back to Murphs. He used to do universe mode, and I would watch it non-stop. He wasn't a CAW creator. He was a WWE Universe mode guy, but non-stop. And if you've ever watched him, you know that a lot of this stuff that I've done parallels or mirrors, I guess is the better word, what he did. The very obvious example right there on the screen, Maximus Green on his trunks right there, you can see it says Elite Sports Management. I'm going to say right now, not my idea. I'm saying, yes, Kevin Owens versus Rusev, the main event of WrestleMania, Philadelphia. Right there, Elite Sports Management, Murphs. That's completely Murphs. I've changed it up and put my own little spin on it, but it was Murphs and his brother. I've heard the story, I've watched it, I've seen his channel all the time. But Elite Sports Management came from him. Completely him. The main event here of Stand and Deliver 3, I saw Eric, you called it, I saw Ollie, you called it, it was like watching Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes from WrestleMania a couple of years ago. In a way, that's what it was meant to be. Honestly, exactly, kind of on the money. It felt like a mix of 3 matches, that main event of Stand and Deliver. In the early going, it felt like a mix. It felt like watching Kevin Owens versus Rusev at WrestleMania Philadelphia. Solely because of the necklace that Larry Shaw would wear Larry Shaw wore to the ring. If you watch WrestleMania Philadelphia and you go to that main event match between Kevin Owens versus Rusev, Kevin Owens did the same thing. He had that very same necklace on. His children made it because they couldn't be there to watch. Again, I feel like genius ideas just, like, they come out, and again, I don't mean this, like, completely come out and say I'm stealing ideas. No, the inspiration was there, but the idea was never to really steal from anyone else. It was meant to be its own thing. And that's why Stand and Deliver, at the same time, that main event, felt another half, the wrestling portion of the main event, felt like I was watching Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. Their first encounter. At certain points, I felt that very same energy. Despite knowing the outcome, knowing what was going to happen in the end with Aaron Blade cashing in, spoiler alert, it felt like I felt like a fan watching, like commentating. I knew it was coming. It was all in my head, knowing what was coming, but I I was thinking nonstop. When does this part happen? Oh, here it is. When does this part happen? Oh yeah, here it is. But like at the same time, analyzing as a commentator, as a booker, as someone who knows what the producer of the match, I guess if you will, but watching as a fan too, like LAW will forever hold a special place in my heart. It's like without it, where's my channel right now? Again, I'm probably lagging a little bit. I apologize. Um, without LAW, where's my channel? Do I have 464 subscribers right now? Probably not. Um, and then of course the last very very end half of LAW Stand and Deliver felt like I was watching Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, their second encounter, because of everything that happened with the Danger family. You had Chris Angel coming in, Brooke Danger, Brooklyn Von Braun coming back from season 1 for the first time since season 1, I believe, if my memory serves me right there. You had the reality, Patrick Scott, Chance Riser, who we haven't seen since, I believe it would have been the off season. Maybe around there. Actually, no, it may have been just before last year's Stand and Deliver. You had Josh come back for to help Larry, a callback to the last year's Stand and Deliver as well. And allowing Larry Shaw to beat Chris Danger. About as I wouldn't say that's fair. About as fair as it can be. Despite Josh being the one to hit one of the KO blows onto Chris Danger, I say that's a fair ending because of all the interference that was hit on Larry Shaw during the match with the every member of the Danger family and the reality coming in and hitting something on Larry. Someone finally would lay their hand on Chris, allowing Larry to get the win, and then immediately after, it felt like, I guess we can mix another match into here. The main event of WrestleMania 31, the triple threat match. I felt like watching it back, in that moment, I let myself be a fan for a sec. The reaction you heard was genuine. Nothing held back, nothing forced, all complete excitement. All complete excitement. Aaron Blade cashing in. And before, I don't know if anyone thinks this, and I don't want to put the idea of it in anyone's head, but I feel like I should bring it up here. Aaron winning the World Heavyweight Championship was not meant to book myself to be a monster or a big name just because it's my company. I feel like I've avoided throughout almost the entirety of LAW. I've avoided booking my characters to go after World Heavyweight Championships. Aaron Blade, the only way he could get the world title was by winning the Triple or Nothing briefcase. Anthony Andrews, even, that was a Josh request actually during Josh's reign to face Anthony Andrews at one point. But I did not mean to. It was not like a malice thing there. There was not meant to be any hard feelings on anyone. I feel like at the end of the day, it was earned. if that's what I'm trying to word here, it was earned. Well earned. I mean, people were saying it last year at Stand and Deliver. Aaron Blade earns himself a championship match. And again, trying to avoid booking myself into that spot is it honestly I wanted to give everyone else a chance first before one of my characters went after the world title. That's why none of them really went after it first, and all the way up until around the end, I guess. If we're not counting Anthony Andrews anymore, because he's not the main character of of Aaron of me. But I feel like it was earned. But this isn't meant to be about me. This isn't meant to be about Aaron. This isn't meant to be about. It's meant to, well, it's meant to be about LAW. The point of this little rant stream here that I'm probably gonna clip down and just put up as a video so you don't hear me running and ranting. Maybe I'll leave it up as a live. Who knows? But the point of my little speech here is to answer the question: does LAW continue, or does it end after Stand and Deliver? That's a tough question. It's a really tough question. The idea of the ending, the way LAW Stand and Deliver ended, it was meant to be. It was meant to be a way to go by how I feel in the moment. If I wanted to end it right there, I could. If I wanted to continue right there, I could. I went through this entire season, all 2 years, all 2 years of it, with the impression that Stand and Deliver 3 would be the end of LAW. Whether you knew it before tonight, or this is news to you. But throughout this entire year, the entire 2 years that I've been doing season 5, Stand and Deliver 3 was always meant to be the end. And right around the time I was moving into my current home, I had an idea of how I could possibly continue Stand and Deliver, or LAW after Stand and Deliver. I will not reveal anything about that, because if I'm being completely honest, does LAW continue after Stand and Deliver? Well, again, that's a tough answer, because I was leaning towards it, but I was also recently been leaning towards an end, and well, do I want it to end? No. Do I want LAW to continue? Hell yes, I do. Of course, I would never want to have to end this. But 5 years of my life, I'm now an adult. I've had 2 jobs in the last year now. Where do I go from here? If I end it, though. Because I still want to do YouTube. I have other series to go. Other series going on. Because I have to answer the question now. I have to give my answer. Do I end LAW? Or do I continue? It's literally like it's a in an ongoing back and forth in my brain right now. Well, here comes the answer. I've made my decision. Los Angeles Wrestling, August 16th, 2026. Nuke Gaming is here to announce that LAW will continue after Stand and Deliver. Los Angeles Wrestling continues. A month from now, in September, no official date, but a month from now in September, LAW will return with the Inferno after Stand and Deliver. No more details will be shared about the episode. But just know this. Los Angeles Wrestling does not end here. We will go until Summerfest. Summerfest will be the end. The absolute end. Whether I want to continue, whether I get ideas or not, Summerfest will be the end of LAW. I'm giving Retribution, Outlaw, and a fourth new pay-per-view, well, a third new pay-per-view, and then Summerfest. I hope I'm not super laggy right now. But I'm here to announce that LAW Summerfest will be live from I believe it is the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, because, of course, LAW Stand and Deliver, or LAW is going to end in Los Angeles. Much like how I believe LAW Forever was taking place in Los Angeles. So, until that day in September, that Tuesday, well, I guess it'd be a Friday, because let me make an announcement here. To make it not so hard on myself, I will be doing one episode a week. One LAW thing a week. Inferno, and Velocity, and even pay-per-views when we're coming up on them, all will be released at least once a week. If I can do every Friday, perfect. If I can make that deadline of giving myself exactly a week every Friday to get a show out, I will do that. Yes, that means LAW will be continuing and it will stick around for a long while, but LAW will continue with the Season 6 Inferno Episode 1 in September. I'll see you all that Friday. Thank you all to everyone who has ever stepped into LAW. All those who have been great, all those who have been a trouble, issue, whichever words you want to use it. I'm thanking everyone. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all for Inferno, Season 6, Episode 1. I hope you all have a great night.